Hi everyone, my name is Steph Schmitt. I'm an agency development manager here at Google at our New York City office. Today we have Steve Butler here. He's joining us from JumpFly, which is an agency in Chicago. JumpFly is one of our premier partner agencies, so we're very excited to have them in today to speak to their franchisee program. So thank you for coming in, Steve.
Thanks, Steph. I appreciate it.
So to kick it off, do you want to give us a quick background on JumpFly as an agency?
Happy to. JumpFly has been around for about 15 years now. We're dedicated to PPC management. That's all we do. That's all we've ever done at JumpFly is paid search advertising. We currently service a little over 300 different accounts in just about any industry that you might imagine. That's
great. So I know that in addition to being on the business development team, you also are the lead on the franchise program at JumpFly. So that's what we're here to talk about today. Can you give us a brief overview of what the franchise program is?
You bet. About 6-7 years ago, a prospective client reached out to us because they had a need for developing and launching a paid search advertising program for a franchise of individual stores. It's not something that we had done prior to that, and honestly, I'm not sure anybody had. We worked with them, we listened to what their individual needs were, and we built the program to fit those specifically. That program has grown from a handful of accounts, I think 6 at the time, 6 stores it was managing. Today it's over 200 different stores are currently managed by JumpFly in this, this franchise system that we developed.
That's great. So in terms of the goal of the program, if a client comes to you, they're a franchisor, they have lots of different franchisees, what are the main objectives of this program for the client?
There's really 2. First and foremost, it's what can we do to help support the franchisees. Secondly, it's how do we do that in a way that it works for the franchisor, the organization? How can they protect their brand? How can they protect their reputation? So both the franchisor and the franchisee have something to gain from it. We build it in a format that allows both of those to happen simultaneously. It's incredibly custom. Quite honestly, no two have been alike.
That's great.
We learned from what we do each time, and we get better at it each time. But again, we structure it to work with what that individual organization's goals might be.
That's great. Yeah, I'm sure you see a lot of clients coming in with very different goals, so it's good that you're flexible to be custom with each one.
They do, and honestly, oftentimes they don't even know what they want. That's a huge part of this. They know they need to do some PPC, but they don't really know what's involved in it. We've kind of learned what the pitfalls are. We can step them through that process and get them started on the right track right out of the gate, so they're not making some of the same mistakes other organizations might make. We build it in such a way that we can measure success. I think that's really paramount to the program. Everything that we do at JumpFly, one of the questions we always ask is how can we know that it's working for you? In this case, for that franchisee. Can we measure sales? Can we measure revenue? Can we measure calls or leads? We want some measurable tactic in place so we know it's working. And we can report that back to the stores.
Yes. So speaking of reporting, I know you mentioned you have a dashboard that JumpFly actually built for this franchise program. Can you talk about what the dashboard looks like?
Absolutely. The dashboard is effectively an online 24/7 available resource that the individual store owner can go to at any point in time and find out what's happening with his PPC program. Where are his dollars being spent? How many clicks does he have? What's the bounce rate of his accounts? More importantly, how many sales or how many leads did he get? That's available, again, 24/7 to him. He can see which campaigns are performing well, which ones perhaps aren't performing quite as well. And it really allows him to understand at a glance what's happening. In addition to that, we'll send monthly reports out that let them know at the end of the month how the program is done. It'll compare this month versus the prior month and this month versus the same month 12 months ago.
That's great.
It serves pretty well both the individual needs of the franchisee and corporately it lets the organization know how the program's doing.
Yes, that is a feature I love about your reporting, is that each individual franchisee can actually log in and see what's going on in their account versus just the overall franchisor account. So speaking of multiple franchisees, is there any limitation to the minimum number you have to be a part of this program?
There really isn't. The smallest one we've done to date is probably 10 stores. The biggest, the organization has 750 stores. About 25% of those are actually participating in the program. It's not mandated.
Okay.
They can choose to participate or not. There are benefits to having more stores sign up. We've structured it so that the more stores that are participating, the lower the cost structure is.
Okay.
So at minimum, they're going to get a 20% discount just because they're a part of this program. At best case scenario, they might see 60 to 70% discount off our standard rates.
Wow, and that's just depending on the number of franchisees. So
Exactly.
The more, the better. The larger number you have, the more discounted your rate.
Exactly.
That's great. So can you give us an example of one type of client you've worked with and how their account is structured?
You bet. One good example is a flooring store. It's a chain of flooring stores across the U.S. They actually have 2 different brands within this organization. So this is the store that I mentioned, the company I mentioned that has 750 stores and about 25% participate. On a monthly basis, each and every store has the opportunity to change what they want to talk to in their advertising. One store might offer free installation. The next one might offer a $100 coupon or 10% off the price of a new flooring product. Another store might really not want to promote any given thing, so the message is just more generic in nature.
Yep.
But each month, each store has the opportunity to change it to fit what their individual goals are. But we do it in a way that is controlled so that the corporate organization isn't harmed in any way. Their brand is protected.
Yep, that's great. No, that's really good to know that everyone can have input. And you talk to the owners directly yourself,
we do.
right?
We do. We can. I should say it, I guess, a little bit differently. Back to the custom aspect of it. We can talk to the individual owners if that's what makes sense for the organization, or we can route it through the corporate marketing department. We've done both.
Okay, that's good to know. Is there anything else overall you want us to know about the program?
I think the best reason you might want to work with JumpFly on this is that we've been through it before.
Yes.
Most organizations, when they decide they want to launch a PPC program for their franchise, they don't really know what that means. They don't know what the pitfalls are. Yes. They don't know what the challenges are going to come about. It's complicated. There's a lot involved. We've been through it a number of times. We can help shorten the timeline to launch. We can eliminate problems that they might have to encounter elsewhere.
Of course.
We've done it before. There's no sense reinventing that wheel.
Thank you so much for coming in today, Steve. It was great having you here. If someone wants to reach out to you in regard to the franchise program, where would they go?
It's easy. Go to the JumpFly website, jumpfly.com. Look for the page dedicated to franchise services. You'll find most of the information that you might need there. If you want to talk to me directly, feel free to reach out to me by email. The email address is steve@jumpfly.com.
And thank you all for listening about the program at JumpFly for franchisees. And thank you, Steve, for coming in today at Google. It was great having you here.
Thank you, Steph.
Thanks.